once again, outside, beautiful day, trusty side kick dodge, ready to go. So in this mixed martial arts one, we're looking at connecting the jab to other things. So remember from our video, our jab is our lead hand, punching forward here, punching through. So a good video to go through before this is the jab, otherwise we're going to get kicked straight off into it. So we're looking at the jab. We're going to start off very simple, jab cross. So you're going to have your guard up, make sure you've got your Jai-Dachi fighting stance here. Nice pressure going towards the toes, heels nice and light. So we've got this guard up. So we're going to hit the jab, Kazamazuki, followed by the cross, Yakuzuki, and then come back. Remember, we're looking to hit 1, 2, and pull it back. So we're looking to shift, not shift, rotate the upper body. Ready? So we're going to start with jab cross, just to warm up from here. Ich, knee, going back to that stance. San, shi, so you try and connect all the points from the jab cross. Go, rock, sich, ash, ke, and ja. So we're hitting that jab with the Yakuzuki, Kazamazuki, Yakuzuki. Change your stance on the other sides. At the moment, I'm hitting 2 Jodans, head height, from here. Ich, knee, san, shi, go. Remember, pull that hip back forwards as you go to strike there. Rock, sich, ash, ke, and ja. And change stance. So this time, I'm going to change it slightly to keep that warm up going. Hit Kazamazuki, Jodan, head height, then hit Yakuzuki, Chudan, or cross tummy height. You ready? Ich, knee, so we're changing the levels now. San, shi, go, rock, sich, ash, ke, and ja. Change stance on the other side. Ich, knee, san, shi, go, rock, sich, make sure you extend that Yakuzuki, ash, ke, and ja, and through. So in coming up with this session, there's lots of ways we could, or lots of things we could connect to the jab, but I tried to think, what do I connect to the jab? What do I connect to that front strike off the lead hand? So a lot of the time it's kicks, apart from a cross here, a couple of other things, a lot of time it's kicks. So we're going to start with kicking my geri off our front leg. So when I use the jab, often I'll use it, if I'm going this way, I'll use it as a way to come forward. So we did this in the jab video, moving up with my back leg. One, here's how I did the cross, I moved up the back leg. I did cross, moved up the back leg. So this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the jab and come through with that lead leg my geri. So I'll be in my fighting stance, I'll hit my Kazamazuki, my jab, and as I'm doing that, I'll step up. I step up so I can feed myself into this front kick, my geri. So I'm taking the focus here on the jab, or the Kazamazuki, and then hitting to the body with the my geri. So in this next one, we're going to come up 1, then go forwards with that my geri. You ready? So fighting stance, ich, and then shuffle back. Knee, so you hit your jab, come through my geri and back. San, shi, go, rock, sich, ash, ke, and ja. So you go through, kicking with that my geri. So there's videos on my geri as well, so make sure you're looking at them as you go through. So now from there we're going to change on to the other side. So I've got my other stance. So remember, we're hitting that Kazamazuki, stepping up with the back leg and kicking off the front leg, my geri. Ready? Ich, through, and then I'm coming back. So I'm entering forward, then moving back. Knee, so hit that Kazamazuki, then hit the my geri, come back. San, shi, go, rock, sich, ash, ke, and ja. And change your stance. Now we're going to do it on the other side. So this is what this session is going to feed off. So getting this footwork right is really important. So from here, Kazamazuki, lead leg my geri again. We're going to do 6. Ready? Ich, knee, san, shi, go, and rock, and change stance on the other side. Ready? Ich, Knee, san, shi, go, and rock, and through. So that's one option, going from the jab to maigari. So a lot of this is setting up of the lead leg, okay? So using this jab to set up that lead leg. So from here, this time I'm going to hit Kazamazuki, my jab, and step up here and come through to then come into a yokogiri, a side kick. So as I'm coming with this one, rather than staying on straight on, so on maigari, I stayed square when I stepped up so I could kick through here. This one, I'm going to come up and start turning my body to the side. So rather than staying square, I'll turn my body, come up here, you see there, I'll rotate in to go straight through. Because my idea is not to really land the jab. If the jab or Kazamazuki lands, that's great. My idea is to land with the kick. So from here, this is just coming, so it's coming straight after it, the yoke. I'm not doing a big, then coming through. It's very much like a skipping step. So I'm coming one. See there, hitting that and going through. So I hit my jab, skip through with that yokogiri. I'm here, hit that Kazamazuki, bring myself side on, and then hit the yokogiri. So get yourself set up, Kazamazuki to yokogiri Kokomi, penetrating thrusting kick, side kick. Ready? Itch, I step up, one, turn to side, hit yokogiri, and I'll come away. Knee, so hit one, two, come away. So what stance you land in is up to you. I try and vary it a little bit. So the first one was horse run stance, second time I landed was Zen Kutsuchi stance. You know, vary it so you've got different options. San, so come up, hit that yokogiri, and through. I've got my guard up. Shi, go, or even hit and come back. Rock, sitch, ash. Good, and change your stance on the other side. Itch, so through, hit yokogiri and come back. Knee, hit Kazamazuki yokogiri and back. San, Kazamazuki yokogiri and back. Shi, go, rock, sitch, ash, and through. So now I'm going to do it on the other side. I also have a different angle, but back to the other side. So now when I'm hitting this, I'm hitting that Kazamazuki. Now I'm pulling myself into the kick. So when I'm doing it, I'm coming up. This is like my fixed point. That's where I'm grabbing and kicking through that motion. I'm not just kicking, flopping my arms down here. I'm keeping my guard up. I'm hitting one. I'm pulling myself into that kick. You see here? I'm kicking one, pulling myself into the kick. Rather than doing this where I go one, no connection. I'm trying to connect the two from here, kicking one, so come up one as I strike. So these two are working together. Here, come one, pull myself into the kick. So really look for this connection of one here as it comes in, one, come up one here, two, then I kick through, and that hand staying out, so I'm kicking one, hand staying out, kick two, and there it is. So on the other side now, so yokogiri, which is being preceded by the Kazamazuki first. Ready? Itch, so one, pull yourself into it. Knee, san, so pull yourself into that kick. Shi, fixed point, pull yourself in. Go, rock, sitch, and one more, ash, and through. Change on the other side. From there, itch, knee, notice that foot's coming up with that hand. San, foot's coming up, that hand they're connecting. Shi, go, rock, sitch, and ash, and through. So this section is about making those connections and trying to feed them together. So there we've got a jab, Kazamazuki, followed by a yokogiri kick. but the connections are a lot the same. It's just the body positioning. So you can see here on the Maigari, I stepped up with that one, that back leg, and kicked, and had this as my fixed point, pulled myself into the kick. Same thing, I just changed my body positioning slightly. I hit, come up, and I leave myself onto the side more, because I'm going to do a side kick. And I pull myself into the kick for Yokogari. So those two all came off of this step up. The next kick, we'll start with that step up. I'm going to show you a slightly different way that I sometimes do it during sparring. So this time I'm going to do Kazamazuki step up and Mawashigari here. So we'll hit from here, Kazamazuki Mawashigari, roundhouse kick. Ready? So we're going to step up, Kazamazuki with the back leg, front arm edge, step up. Now this leg, and I pull this leg arm across me this time and hit that Mawashigari. Neat. So I'm going to strike, step up. As I go for this kick, I'm going to turn those hips over and hit. So a lot of times people will hit Mawashigari like this. We want to turn those hips over to get that good strike. San, so up. Shi. Go. Rock. Sit. You can see here I'm pulling this arm back. Ash. Okay, so you see there, rather than me hitting here and the arm maybe coming back towards me, this time I'm pulling my shoulder forwards as I pull my hand away. So I'm doing the two opposite forces there. So I'm hitting one as I've stepped up, and then I'm pulling and striking here. So change to the other side. So you can Kazamazuki followed by Mawashigari off the lead leg. Hitch, so step up and kick. And this can be Chudan or Jodan height with your kick. Neat, just do what feels best to you. San, so step up and kick. Shi. Go. Rock. Sit. And Ash. So again, we've got the exact same movement. We step up and kick off the lead leg, connecting off this jab. We're also making sure that as we do it, we get our body in position. So Maigari, I stay very front on. You can see from the side position here. Or Yokogari or roundhouse kick, I come to the side more, and then I'm ready to hit one of these. And obviously you've got two different projections of kicks there with that side kick in Mawashigari. So here I could be coming straight into the body, to the front of the body, or I could be coming with the same setup and coming round the body. So coming round to the sides or round to the head. So you've got a couple of different options there with that one of how you can do it and how you can mix those two, work really well together, mixing up your Mawashigari and your Yokogari. So now I'm going to try that Kazamazuki Mawashigari on the other side and go from there. You ready? Hitch. Come back. Knee. So strike. Pull yourself into it. Remember that. San. Pull yourself into it. Sheep. Go. Rock. Sit. And Ash. And change sides on the other side. Hitch. So in, step up and strike. Knee. San. Sheep. Go. Rock. Sit. And Ash. And through. So they're a nice simple way to connect a couple of different kicks there. So we've connected off this jab, Maigari off the front leg, we've connected Yokogari off the front leg, and Mawashigari off the front leg, all using the same pattern of strike and step up, strike and step up. Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you without that step up what I sometimes do. So a lot of time when I spar, I'll have maybe a longish sort of stance here. For the next one, I want to take the length out of my stance so that don't need the step up. So from here, rather than being here, I'll move my stance into being a much shorter stance here. So now I don't need that step up. From here, I'm going to hit Kazamazuki jab, but as I pull this down, I'm just going to lift up off that roundhouse and hit to the head again. So I'm going to bring the guard up to the front of the face, covering here, and then as that guard comes down, come round with the roundhouse kick. So you can see here, it's the last time I did it, I stepped up and did it. This time I'm going to shorten that stance, a bit more of a boxing style stance in here, a bit more stood upright, kick, and then I'm going to lean my upper body back as I reach up for that kick. So you see here, so I hit one, lean that upper body back, kick. So I hit, lean my upper body back, so I pull this arm down to go and get this leg up to the Jaden height, then come through. But I could also hit Chudan as well. But it's just a slight variant of it. So especially if you haven't got a long stance, it works really well. But for me, I'll just change up my style of stance. So from there, get yourself into a stance and have a little bit of a short stance, a bit more of a box sort of stance. So rather than having like a long rectangle, have more of a square stance, okay? So you've got here your boxes would make sort of a square. So they're the opposite corners. And then if you put the other corners in, you have more of a square rather than a long rectangle stance, okay? So from there, we're going to hit Kazamazuki, straight up, no step up, Mawashigari. Ready? So I hit Kazamazuki here, Mawashigari. So this is a good one, especially when you're in close. It works really well. Knee, so hit Kazamazuki. Now I'm going to drive this knee up as I come through and then kick. So I'm not going to lift the whole leg up, I'm going to drive that knee up. San, so I hit, so now I've done my strike, pull this arm back here, from there, I'm going to bring my knee up as I do it. So I'm bring my knee up and strike. So the knee's really important. San, up here, pull that knee up and then strike. Sheet, hit, I hit Chudan that time. Go, so strike, pull into it. Rock, one, pull into it. Sitch, strike, strike into it. And ash, one, and strike into it. Change your stance. So from here, Kazamazuki with that lead leg. Kazamazuki striking that lead leg. From there, hitch. So here, one, through. I don't want to be so far there. I was a little bit far away then. I want to be here, so when I lean back, I fall really far away from the target. I want to have that narrow stance, short stance, so I'm close to the target. Ready? Hitch. Knee. So strike. Pull this elbow down. Pull the knee up. Then kick. San, one, two, and that back foot will turn, tuck that heel in. Sheep, go, rock, sitch, and ash. Good. I'm going to change my angle so you can see from a different place. Ready? From here, short stance, hitch, knee, San, the side kicks back, sheep, hit that Mawashigari roundhouse, go, rock, sitch, and ash. Change stance, so I'm going to go the other way, so you can see, ready, hitch, knee, through, pull that elbow down, bring the knee up, San, elbow down, knee up, sheep, go, rock, sitch, and ash, and through. So there's working off a real narrow, short stance. Works really well, that one. So the other option we've got here is off of that lead step up. So we go back to our very first one, the cross. So here I hit one and push out with that cross. So this time we're going to hit Kazamazuki, step up with the back leg, but hit, as we step forwards, hit the cross Yakuzuki with the back leg. Okay, so there's a few reps of that one. So from here, step up and hit Kazamazuki heads. Now push forwards the front leg and hit the back arm Yakuzuki cross. Sits, knee, so push up 1, 2. San, so push 1, 2. Now to make it a little bit more sparring-esque, from here you think here you're pushing 1 and dropping down, maybe change the level. San, in, change that level, push away. Sheep, go, rock, sitch, one more, and ash, and change stance, same thing, hitch, so pushing 1, 2, come away, knee, San, sheep, go, rock, sit, and one more, and ash, and through. So there's just a slight variant, but the main variant I'm coming to is kicking off the back leg, just for that depth perception, that change, and from here. So this time I'm going to put in one of the strike that I often do from the jab. So I could hit Kizamazuki, come around Mawashi or Yoke off the back leg. Personally, I find it best if we stick nice and simple. Jab here, I drive off of that back leg, Maigeri, yeah? Especially if I have the jab so it's just out of range. So when I'm striking, I'll have it so it's just out of their range. So they're thinking, oh, it's just got to here. I'm okay with that. It's about there. Well, when I kick, that distance isn't going to be all right. But that's me judging the distance well. So I've gone, so when I get a situation like that, I'll go, right, I'm just out of distance. Now my Maigeri will fit that distance. It will make up the distance. So I can hit that jab and sort of gauge whether I'm going to be close enough for that Maigeri or not. And I also give them the chance to go, oh, I'm happy at this distance, and then the Maigeri comes through. Why is this a useful one? Because before we were hitting and there was this step up, there was this shift up. Well, now we're not putting the shift up there. So I'm just hitting 1, 2, so there's less time involved, but also there's less my body moving. They're going, well, we've read the jab before. If he's going to come forwards, he's going to jab and shift his body forwards. But he hasn't done that, so he's not continuing forwards. But on this one, I am, because my legs are longer than my arms. So now we're going to hit that Maigeri off the back leg. So Kizamazuki, Maigeri. Ready? So from here, I'm back to my normal length stance now. So hit Kizamazuki, back leg, Maigeri. Here. Ni, so Kizamazuki, back leg, Maigeri. San, back leg. Shi. Go. Rock. Sit. And one more. Ash. Change stance on the other side. From there. Itch. Of that back leg. Knee. San. Shi. Go. Rock. Sit. And ash. Let's. Good. Change. So now I'm going to go on the other stance. I can do it from this angle so you can see. From here. Itch. Kizamazuki. Maigeri. Back leg. Knee. Kizamazuki. Maigeri. Stance. I'm going to strike. Pull that arm back. Throw that leg through. Shi. One. Pull it through. Go. So strike as I pull this arm back. Hit that Maigeri. Rock. Sit. Ash. And change size on the other side. Yes, so pull myself into that kick. Knees, don't leave that arm out there, pull it in. San. Sheep. Go. Pull it back, put upper body back. Rock. Sit. And ash. Good. So there's a little system, all of Kizamazuki, of how to put in those kicks. So, yeah. What we're going to do now, I'm pretty hot, but we're going to do it anyway. What I'm going to do now is we're going to do a little run through of a couple on each side, but moving, starting from the beginning. So get yourself in fight stance. So the first one we do is just hit Kizamazuki, Yakuzuki, okay? So a little bit of movement. Itch. Knee. So we're sparring now. San. So make sure that stance is movable. Shi. Change stance on the other side. Itch. Knee. San. Shi. Good, change stance. So now we go to Maigeri off the front leg. So we hit Kizamazuki, step up, Maigeri off the front leg. Ready? Itch. Knee. San. Shi. Change stance on the other side. Itch. Knee. San. Shi. Change stance. And now we're going to hit Kizamazuki, step up, or Sivikomi Yokogari, okay? From here, itch, knee, san, shi, and go. Change stance on this side, itch, Kizamazuki Yokogari, knee, san, from a step up as you step up with that arm. Shi, and through. This time, Kazamazuki step up more washigari. You ready? Hitch, step up as you do it. Ni, change that height of that moshigari. San, pull that moshigari lead arm down. Shi, change stance on the other side. Hitch, ni, san, shi, and through. So now we've got that Kazamazuki narrow stance, my moshigari off the front leg without the step up. So we're going to hit from here, narrow stance, pop, then strike. Ready? Hitch, ni, san, shi, change stance on the other side. Hitch, ni, san, shi, and through. Final one, kick in my gary off the back leg. My gary off the back leg this time. So get your stance, so no step up again with this one. Hitch, get yourself moving here. Ni, san, shi, change stance. Hitch, ni, san, and shi, and through. So that's all a quick run through everything we've done. I see there, a lot of it is built off Kazamazuki in this step up. This connection between the front arm, back arm leads me into my next strike and leads me into it here. But also there we've got two other options off of that jab here, hitting off straight off the back leg, or even one, two off of that front leg, because I've narrowed my stance. I'm in a long stance here, I've made my stance narrow. So there's a little bit going through, real good one for Kumite, and you can just change it to your racken if you're in a karate sense and you don't want to do the jab. You can hit your racken and feed that into it. Apart from that, I'm done. He's certainly done. Right, thank you very much, warriors.